everybody. This is Johnny S. with another game review. Happy game review coming to you. Today we're going to discuss about the action, roguelike action, let's say, games. There are survival games, there are passive games, there are casual games. They are easy to play, easy to approach, good for newcomers. I'll advise and I recommend this to everybody, even somebody that has not played the games, not a hardcore gamer. The price range, I'm not going to go into huge detail. They vary depending on the discounts. All these that I'm going to discuss I've purchased through the Steam store, so the Steam application store is where I downloaded them, and the range between €1.50, which is like tragically cheap, all the way to like 15, 20 maximum. So they're cheap games. You can find them quite easily, and there's a lot of discounts. I think one of them was $9 and I got it for $4. So there are discounts as such, 50%, even more in some cases. They're very nice games. You can play them a little bit more active and a little bit more passive, depending on what you like. Usually the games are top down, so they're isometric form type of a game, and the way that I like to play them is much more casual, much more inactive, let's say. So I will enable all the automatic functions which the game provides to you in order for it to be a little bit more relaxing. Literally, some of these games you can play them with one hand. You know what I mean? So you can have a smoke on the other hand. You just WASD, the usual control. It's a top-down, as was mentioned, isometric point of view. So your perspective is you're looking at your character from top down. Usually the character is at the center, for those who have no idea what these type of games are like. And the concept is that you're supposed to survive. So you're going through stages. There's hordes of enemies that come to you. They can be ranged from aliens, zombies, depending on the game. And your point is to actually dodge these, move around, and survive. Once the stage finishes, it can be time-based, it can be amount of enemies that you need to kill, it might be a specific objective that you need to complete. Whatever that stage is, the point of that stage, once it finishes, you get a reward. The reward is what you're going to use. It can be any type of currency, gold, items, upgrades. You use this currency once you complete a stage to slowly level up your characters. And you can replay the same stage many times. Usually these type of games, they don't have a huge range when it comes to the stages and everything. You know what I mean? There might be like 5 different variations of 5 different stages, let's say. One is in the forest, one is in the desert, one is somewhere else. I'm just giving examples. And you play the same stage again and again. It's not a long-term game, let's say. At some point of time, it does get a little bit more boring. It gets a little bit more okay. But for a casual, meaning you log into your system, 30 minutes, play around, pass your time, have a smoke, listen to a podcast as you're playing the game, put the game volume low. They are perfect. For this type of thing, it's perfect. And because, my game time has been cut down as time, passes and I get older and older with more responsibilities, this is the perfect for me and anyone in my, in my shoes. So that's as far as the introduction. It's going to be top 8. So I've got 8 of these games. There are more. I'm not going to do like honorable mentions like they've done in some videos that I've seen. I'm just going to mention those top 8, and we're going to begin from the lowest, what I consider to be the lowest, let's say, towards the best, the top 1, let's say. So this is a top 8 action roguelike isometric games. Feel to leave any comments on the video. Maybe I forgot some, maybe I haven't mentioned any. Why not? You know what I mean? I'm always keen to get this type of games. I've got all of these installed on my computer at any point of time. The size-wise, they're very small as games. So one of them might be like 700 megabytes. Another one might be 2 gigabytes. So you can have a huge variety of all these games on your computer. And because it's not a long-term game, it's not like an RPG where you have to collect resources and you're building up a character. It's basically you're just jumping in, you're playing a little bit and jumping out. It makes no difference if you've got 10 games and each day you play a different one, or if you got one game and you play that all the time. So that's a positive thing about these games, you know what I mean? Whereas if you have RPG, usually, or an MMO, you focus on one MMO at a time, one RPG at a time, you build your character, you invest your time on that. You can't play 10 MMOs simultaneously. In contrast to that, these type of games are like little, small, cheap games that you can have on your computer, and you can at any point of time jump in and have some fun. So that's as far as the introduction goes. Let's go and have a look at our first game, ranking at number 8. So we'll begin with number 8, which is called Outnumbered. It's a very nice game. It's a space game. You basically have a spaceship and you're flying around in space. You're moving around with WASD. You can automatic fire. I'm just going to go ahead and start up one of the stages. It's going to be very short. There's different type of stages that you can select from. We're going to go with the simple time trial, for example. These are the objectives that I was saying before. You get a little bit of an explanation. There's some configuration that you can do onto your ship, and you can utilize upgrades and so forth. We're just going to show a little bit of what that looks like. So let's go ahead and launch it. You're basically moving around. This is your spaceship, and you don't have to aim, as seen with this. You move around and you collect these balls, which give you upgrades. And every time you upgrade, then you gain a level, which is the bar at the bottom here, the green one. The bar at the top. It's going to give you a new selection. And based on what you select, and this is the same concept for all games, so I don't have to repeat it. This is how you fly around. So I'm going to get the rapid laser cannon and move around. These yellow balls are the ones that you need to destroy. Some of the weapons you need to aim manually, so this one is an aiming one, as you can see. Some of them are homing. If you get touched by any one of these, enemies or 3D, let's say, things, you die. So you're supposed to, slowly move through space and keep on getting additional upgrades with, that will assist you on to climb higher and higher. So this is level 2 at the moment. As you saw, the bar went up. Auto laser turret, I think this will be our next upgrade. This is the lowest ranking of this type of games. I think it's an indie team that has created this game, so it's expected that it's not going to have, let's say, the super development onto the game. I don't think we're going to survive a lot. It is the beginning. Need to get through that. I'm trying to stay as close as possible to the enemies, and usually on these games, when you're playing with them, there is a magnetic force which you pull upgrades to you. If these balls that are coming to me and slowly I'm pulling them, if you're too far away, then they will not be pulled to you. Therefore, you're not going to be able to upgrade your spaceship. So a whole bunch of enemies now that I have piled up here. We are getting a little bit stronger. I don't know if you can see it, but we are killing them a little bit easier. And in most of these games, the whole concept is trying to, let's break through some of these. Okay, get this. So there will be barriers every now and then that will make the game a little bit more challenging, so it's not as simple as, So it's a very simple game, a little bit hilarious, you might say, and like I said, very casual type of a game, but you can spend quite a bit of time, you know what I mean, goofing around with this, let's say. And it's funny, you know what I mean, it's interesting. We died. Okay, so that's for number 8. We'll go to our next one. Coming on number 7, we have Remedium Sentinels. This is the main menu. When you first initiate the game, there's different options. We're not going to go through each one of these. We have pretty much explained the basics, but we're going to go through a lot quicker. There's different stages that you can unlock. I'm at the beginning, and there's different robots that you can unlock. You begin with a melee attack. You basically move around with WASD. You're trying to collect and walk over, these games. It's a more of a 3D, let's say, game in comparison to the other ones. Reason why this is ranked on number 7 is because it doesn't have, at least to my, sort of, let's say, preference, it doesn't have so many upgrades. You're kind of limited. Let's get the wasp. So basically, there's a wasp that will fly around and will attack the enemies. And like I said, the concept is the same. You're sitting in the middle and you're attracting enemies to you. So if you are strong enough, you don't have to walk around. The reason why you see me walk around is to maneuver yourself in a position where you're much more safer around enemies. And as you're going through, sometimes you will find additional resources. You know what I mean? So if you attack, for example, some of these things break around the world. That box up there, for example, if I walk over it, I'm going to get more things. So usually you're walking around, but it's not necessary. You can just zone out. Sometimes when you build up your character, you can get to a point where you just leave it as such, and he will kill everybody around. So you can light up a smoke. It's a relaxed type of, gameplay. I did spend some time. I did have some fun, like I said, but after 30 minutes around, it doesn't really give you so much of an incentive to keep on going. You know what I mean? Very, very simple. So that's as far as Remedium. Moving on to number 6, Survivors of the Dawn. We're getting a little bit better. This is like a space, let's say, game. You unlock different characters, again, different upgrades. Let's select the first. We'll go Inferno, easy. There's 3 stages. That's why I'm saying there's no big range in this game. It is nice. I do recommend it. You can have a little bit more of, fun, let's say, with this in comparison to the rest. And in order to the way that this game moves is you have a chart. Your end goal is to go to the boss, and there's different paths with different rewards. So you can select a path and you can go through that. Usually what I like to do is focus on the treasures. Some paths, if you have a look, they will have, like for example here, a little bit more of a treasure. They are kind of evenly spread out, but so you will fly to our location. There's a little bit of a hint telling you WSD, toggle auto aim, dash, and everything. I've got everything, on automatic, so I don't have to touch anything, just move my guy around. One of the things that I disliked about this game was the movement speed. It's very, very slow in comparison to what the aliens move. So this is my initial, let's say, speed. Very slow, and the enemies that tend to get approach you, quite faster than what you move. The nice thing that I liked about this game is that it has a very nice pickup range initially. Some of the other games you pay attention to that blue ball, if I move to it, it's kind of easy to pick it up. Some other games, in comparison to your character's size and range, you have to move a lot closer. So if I'm sitting here, for example, and I kill some of these guys, if you pay attention pretty much, and you can increase that, I'm picking up most of the blue things. So that was a nice sort of, let's say, thing. And there's different objectives. For example, if you kill 31 enemies in here, you're going to get a reward. You know what I mean? You get a reward, you pick it up, and keep on going. There's nice variety of weapons on this one, but again, you are a little bit limited, at least with a few hours that I have spent in the game. I'm not sure what happens when you unlock additional characters that might have different statistics, different weapons, and it might become, much more interesting. You can dash around, as you can see. So this is pretty much it for this one. Moving on to number 5, Insect Swarm. This game I have spent quite a bit of time. So in all these games, when I say quite a bit of time, I mean let's say 5 hours across 5 different days, 1 hour a day. Now, I mean, it is more than enough. You have gone into the game more than once, twice, 3 times, which is like some of it's the previous games that we mentioned. Insect Swarm, you're like a spaceship that you're flying around and you're killing aliens. Let's start it up. Again, in this game, there's many upgrades, and also another thing that I didn't mention is a lot of people prefer to play these games with a controller, with a D-pad. This is a very nice game, and what separates it and ranks it on number 5 in comparison with the previous games are the graphics. They got even though it's a simple concept, they've got very nice, let's say, graphics and everything. This is the base that you begin. Give me 1 second, I'll roll up a smoke. This is the base that you begin in the game. You're a spaceship, a hovercraft, let's say. Whenever you want to do any upgrades or you want to do anything, you have to come into your base. That's another interesting key element. The enemies cannot access your base, so there's a perimeter that you're protected in here. But as soon as you step outside, you start, So you can move around with this, as you can see. Sorry about that. So you can move around with this, and again, WASD. There's 4 doors, one on this side, one this side on the bottom side, and as soon as you go outside, enemies will start coming. The reason why everything is going crazy is because on this game I have actually progressed quite a bit, quite a bit. And all these spaceships that I have around me, they are really literally destroying everything in milliseconds. I mean, in most cases you can't even understand what's going on. That's because this is what there's a boss. He got destroyed. You're collecting crystals. You're collecting all these things. So this is more of what an end game, let's say, level would look like in any one of these games that I'm mentioning. The previous ones, because I haven't played them that much, I have not upgraded them that much. It does make a difference where I point, and usually the way that I play the game is I like to have automated systems. Hence why I've got these, hovering crafts all over around me. They do the job for me. I literally do not have to press anything. If I wanted to press, I can hold in left mouse button, and I can fire. There's an indication that there's some enemies coming from that direction, and there's different markers in these games to let you know of what's happening. So your house is on 457 meters towards the right hand side. There's a crystal deposit. There's a question mark that we don't know. And when you begin with this game, it moves much slower. So the fact that I'm going this fast, is because I've upgraded. So we're just collecting the crystal deposits. There's another one down here. We've collected it. There's one down here. Collected it. There's one on the left hand side. And most of these things, they appear again and again over time. So it's like an endless sort of thing. If you see, I just picked up this one. There's another question mark this way. You can jump. And this is pretty much it. So this is number 5. It's very hilarious to me. Very nice. I do recommend to get into this, And you go into your base here, and you can upgrade all different things. If you say resume, you go back out. So very nice and very light on the computer as well. Okay, that's as far as Insect Swarm. Moving on to number 4. This game is called Fatal Zone Outbreak. It's like a zombie sort of a game. Very nice. One of the new and different things that they've done is they've chosen to go to this hilarious sort of animated, let's say, static image. It's a much more simple graphics-wise game, but very fun, very addictive. I have played it quite a bit. You've got your recruitment center, you've got your infantry, weapon workshop, so there's a lot of upgrades that you can do in the game. And if you want to actually go to the stage, you go to the gate. There's different stages that you can unlock slowly. I have not unlocked this. You can select your arsenal, and you can start the fight. It's very hilarious, quite addictive, I would say, with a strange sort of odd-looking graphics. So this is what your character looks like. It is hilarious. There's a whole bunch of zombies that come towards you. It's got like an image, sort of a static look to it. You know what I mean? It seems as if you're playing with like a JPEG. And you can upgrade different things, you know. You got a drone with me now, so he's flying around. And from time to time, the nice thing that I liked about this game was, sorry, that every something like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, there's an indication on the screen on one of the places on the screen where it tells you that there's a pickup. Pickup point. So it enables the pickup, and if you want to exit the game without losing your resources and your progress, you just move along to that area and you're done. In comparison to the other games where they had specific, let's say, objectives to complete, this one will give you this type of option. So you can kind of play in an endless mode, and then as you're, if you want to proceed further and you think that you're capable, then you can stay for longer. Obviously, there's different hordes. There's a big guy that is coming. There's some weaker, faster moving guys that are following us. It's automatically aiming, so whoever is closer, it's going to point. You can change that. And there's some power pickups that you can, this one throws everybody. If you kill the big guys, you're able to get a lot more resources, much better. So let's upgrade our basic weapon. It is getting quite difficult. I'm losing a little bit of life, so the life above me is what you can see now. And there are pickups across the stage that you can, select and heal yourself back up. And as far as progression, what you're looking at now on this game is very introduction level. So the previous game that you saw me play, it was much more advanced. I have not played this game as much as the previous ones. I am trying to focus on this big guy here, if we can kill him, but he is protected, so it's a little bit difficult. Anyway, you get that point, the idea. We'll move along. Moving to number 3, we have Soulstone Survivors, and now we get into the top 3. So these are games that you can really spend a lot of time. And I have progressed much more in these games. It's a cartoon-looking sort of a game. You have your different characters that you can unlock. Some are melee, some are ranged. You can move them around and have a look at it. Very simple graphics, hilarious in a way, but very nice. You collect crystals and you can upgrade just like all the other ones. If you go to fight, you get to select the specific stage. The guy that I have leveled up a lot is this guy here. So he's level 57, as can be seen. This guy is level 10, level 1. I have not played a lot. This guy is my, the big guy. So we can select different stages from here, and you can increase or decrease the difficulty by configuring it. So let's go fight. We'll leave it as simple just to actually show you. The point is not to show how far you can get. You move around, and the reason why I selected this character is because he has like a whirlwind sort of a damage type. I found in this particular game that the melee characters seem to behave a little bit better than the ranged, and the reason for that, why I'm saying it, is because when you're ranged, yes, you are able to attack enemies from much further away, but at some point of time you're going to get really contested with enemies from all directions. And the ranged characters, it is a little bit more tricky placement wise when you're going to put your character in order for you not to get hit. So you have to sort of drag them in a line as such and start firing towards a direction. Whereas with a melee guy, because he's all around, I can literally stay here in the middle, let them approach me, and I'm going to slowly, hit them. So, and there is a small push back if you pay attention. So as they're coming to me, I'm pushing a little bit behind, which means that, when you get on a good enough level, you can pretty much stay stationary. And you're collecting crystals on the left hand side, as you can see, and there are some, it shows at the top right, eliminate 400 monsters. When you eliminate 400 monsters, a bigger boss will spawn. You have to kill the bigger boss, and you can, move along the game like that. So this is also another awesome game. Really, really had a lot of good times with this one. Moving over to number 2, it's a hilarious game and a hilarious title. It's called Yet Another Zombie Survivors. Very nice game, this one. There's a lot of upgrades that you can do. I have progressed quite a bit in this game. So you can see my profile, it's level 41. There's a lot of upgrades that you can do in this type of game. Let's go ahead and start. And an interesting thing about this game, which is kind of weird, is that you don't only have one player, you can control 3 players at any point of time, and you have your main starting character. Usually, what I like to do starting up is get a melee guy, so he's the most, that's why he's the first, as you see. So he's the most basic guy with the ranges with a gun. You can have a ranger, you can have like a pyromancer, you can have this guy here, Pyro. You can have like more of a tank. You have like electricity guy, and you can go through the game. So let's select. There's different modes, as you can see. Default, endless, hardcore. We'll go with default. Very nice graphics, very nicely done, very good atmosphere, and this is why it's ranking on number 2. So you see the graphics, very nice. The light, it's crisp. For a simple game, for top down, it's very hilarious. So you kill zombies and you collect crystals. When the bar goes up, you level up. This guy's got a huge range, that's what you can see. He's firing from real far away. And as you level up slowly, you're going to be able to fire quicker and quicker and quicker. The nice thing with this game is that you are limited to the specific weapon. So because I've chosen this guy, I'm always going to have a pistol with me, but I can enable additional things. For example, my bullets to ricochet. So there's a chance that my bullets will ricochet between enemies, and that will allow me to clear, through the game easier. And there's some specific events which happen in this game, which are marked on your map. So you can see them with, I think yellow is the color. And approaching those is basically how you unlock, let's level up our weapon, how you unlock the additional 3, another 2 guys that can accompany with you. And when you go to these places, you can have a selection of select another guy to accompany you with, or choose to level up your character. So if you pay attention, there's a yellow box here. This is also power up. You hover over it and you get some bonuses things. We'll go with weapon damage for this one. More weapon damage. See the green arrow at the top? That's an indication that the SOS signal is as mentioned. So you have to save this guy, and then you have selection. Who do you want to get with you? This is a melee class. I'll select the pyro guy. And from then on, if you see, you're moving with 2 guys. At the beginning, this guy is melee, so he's got an axe. If you pay attention, he's got an axe around him. But slowly, when you level up his arsenal, he is able to change into a flamethrower, causing mass AoE damage. So there is a strategy element to this, let's say, of what you're going to select and how to better build your your arsenal. So we'll select this upgrade for now. I think this is good enough. I'll recommend this game to everybody. This is one of my favorites ones. This one and the next one. So this is coming at number 2. Spent many hours on this game. I played this, just hilarious. It's awesome graphics, very relaxed. A lot of variety, as you can see, different upgrades. Upgrades on your character, upgrades on who you select. I tried many different things. I tried to have 3 melee guys and see how that behaves. I have tried 3 AoE guys. I have tried 3 full-on range, the bow girl, the pistol guy, and an automatic guy. You know what I mean? So it really goes crazy. So this is one of the top ones. I would really recommend for everybody to get into it. And let's go move along to our number 1. Okay, guys, and finally we came to our last and final top number one. This is my favorite, and again, this is biased opinion, obviously. This game is called Gridland. It's got a space-looking sort of a thing, so you're like a warrior in a space environment. You're moving around different planets, and there's hordes of enemies, of alien enemies, let's say, which you kill. On this game, I have taken it, if not to the end game, let's say, I've taken it quite a bit. So Gridland, this is the screen that you begin with. You go to continue game. It's got very nice graphics, as you can see. This is your character. This is where you select different type of characters that you unlock slowly. Let's equip this, for example. You have different weapons. You got flamethrowers, lasers, assault, submachine guns, rocket launchers. You got a huge amount of things. All these are locked. At the beginning, you start with one weapon, one character. The fact that you see me here being, having so many things unlocked is not, how you begin. You have different equipment and companions that come with you, air supports. You've got different mods that you can unlock. So there's a lot of depth, a lot of upgrade components into this game. And whenever you're ready, you have 3 sections that you can select within. You can go to slowly, as you can see, there's a path of greater difficulty, and at the end of each section there's an endless area. You can start, select your loadout, confirm, and you begin. Again, automatically firing. And the fact that you see me go so crazy is because, like I said, I've pretty much gone crazy on this one. And there's different, as with all the other ones, there's different upgrades. The green balls that you saw me pick up, these are the ones that are, that you're collecting. And there's different weapons that you can get with you. It's quite a lot of detail in this one. It's one of my, if not my favorite, it's one of my favorite. Very nice graphics, very, as you can see, quick movement, animations, everything. Very spaceship-like. The enemies keep on going crazy and crazy the more time passes by. And because this is an endless type of mission, it's literally as much as you can stay. So with this, we complete our review. I would like to thank everybody for your time and your patience. Hopefully I didn't take too much of your time. These are great games. I suggest each one of those games. Like I said, they're very cheap, very easy to get your hands onto. Spend some time, and like I said, this is my opinion, but some of you might consider the order of the games to be a little bit different, let's say. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and have a good day. Bye bye.